Good afternoon. It's another beautiful day here in Portland, Oregon. I am back at Clackamette Park again. The water seems to have come down even further. I am heading down towards the Willamette River side here. You can see we've got some blackberries getting ready here. It's gone to bloom, and there might even be some ripe pretty soon. Looks like there might even be a couple ripe now, which is cool. I'll pick them on the way out. Nice blackberries. Can't beat fresh. Can't get fresher than that. But yeah, I'm heading out here. I'm gonna try, I saw a video, I'm gonna link to it in the comments. I saw a guy trying out what he called the clear bin trick to see into the water just using a clear bin instead of having to have like a viewer to look down into the water past the reflection on the surface of the water. So I'm going to be demoing that today. And I also have, I'm going to step into the shade for a moment, drop my water, set down the bin. I bought this. It is from the Sand Dipper store on Amazon, and it is the mid-ranged one. It extends to about 3 feet, and it is for scooping out rocks from below where you can reach in the water. It's heavy-duty stainless steel construction from here down, and it's extruded aluminum from here up. And it's got a nice grip. Looks like I have the grip installed upside down. No, I don't, because you grip it like this. So I figured I'd get something so I don't have to put my face in the water to scoop up rocks if I'm going in deeper and using the clear bin on the surface. I also brought my super bright flashlight, which is waterproof. It's an LED light, and it is really bright. Can't really see it very well in the sunlight, but I'm thinking that'll help me look down into the water through the bin as I'm hunting for things. So that's enough of a check-in here, and I will give you another heads up when I'm actually in the water. And as you can see, I am almost there. Okay, I have made it down to the edge of the water. Looks like the water has dropped a bit further than last time I was here. Last time I was here, the water was up at about this point. So it has dropped all the way down to there, exposing all these larger rocks. So I'll have to poke around this area later to see what I can find here. But let's see. I've got my 5mm dive boots on, and I believe these are either 3mm or 2mm wetsuit bottoms. So I'm gonna start wading in here and see how the water feels. I'm gonna put the phone in the bin so that I cannot drop it in the water. Since there's larger rocks, there's more chance of them slipping on one another, so I don't want to lose my footing and just lose my grip on my phone. It's easier to have a grip on the bin. Looks like there's a coating on stuff here, unfortunately. But I'll see what I can find regardless. Water doesn't feel all too bad. Looks like the camera is going through the bin pretty well. So now, it's time to set the bin in. And there we have it. And I can also zoom in on the camera to show you things that are showing up on the bottom. That's probably a piece of quartzite there. You know, the massive quartz stuff. I have a nail apron here to put my stuff in when I find stuff. Now I'll just grab that just to see what it is. Also, this bin seems rather stable. Where did it go? There it is. So I got it. Let's bring it up. And yeah, it's a piece of quartzite. Just massive tumbled river quartz. No crystal structures or anything in it. This would be better if there wasn't all that algae on top of everything. I wonder if it's better around the corner there. Now we got wake from that boat that just went by. So right now I'm going to get out and I'm going to walk along the shore where the water is just splashed and check along the wet rocks and see if I can find anything there. Because this stuff is too grimy to really see anything. So my report is finding that the trick does work, and it's good. It'll save a lot of money. You don't have to go out and buy an underwater viewer or anything. It also is stable enough to put your phone in while you're out there, and you don't have to worry about keeping your phone dry or dropping your phone in the water. But you'll want to be in an area that has a faster moving current and will keep the amount of this sludge that accumulates on rocks down. Because otherwise you won't be able to see anything, as I found out. That being said, I'll turn over some of these big rocks. Like I just found, you never know what you're going to find under them. This is a nice piece of jasper with some yellows and like lavender colors on it. So the hunt is still on. And I'll see if I can find a better area to use it while I'm poking around. If I find anything spectacular, I will check in and let you know. And take pictures or submit a video. And another piece of quartzite. And yeah, I'll be around, poking around here for probably a couple hours. That's my usual amount of time that I stay here. So yeah, the hunt continues. As I'm heading up here towards the Clackamette Inlet, I'm seeing more and more coating on the rocks that are up on the shore. So I am thinking I'm heading in the wrong direction. I think I need to head towards that bridge down there. So I'm going to turn around. Okay, I was just walking along here. And here we go. Do you see it? It's a chunk of petrified wood. Really nice piece. Nice grain. Probably my best piece from here so far. So I'm about here down towards the bridge. Just down past where I started from, but just poking my way along, picking up rocks. My nail apron probably weighs about 5 pounds now. Got a nice big one of marbled jasper. And this I'll probably break up. It's got little tiny sparkly druzy green crystals on it. It's probably basalt. But yeah, I'm gonna work my way all the way down as far as I can go. I'll check in again later. Okay, I just found my first piece of chalcedony. It has no banding, so I'd consider it chalcedony, not agate. But if you can see, it looks kind of glassy and has a luster to the surfaces. And that's the difference between it and the quartzite. If I find a good piece of quartzite here that's chipped, I'll show you a comparison. Quartzite will have a rough, kind of fractured, sparkly, uneven fracture to it, whereas this is more glassy and almost waxy. It's vitreous in nature. So I'll show you that if I find a good piece to compare it to. So that's that. I just figured I'd share that with you. And the hunt continues. I'm down here now, almost to that point where the big rocks come out. So here we go. The hunt continues. Okay, just walking along again. Let me know when you see it. There it is. This time it's a nice piece of seam agate. It's got banding in it. And it formed between two layers of rock, apparently. Nice size little piece. Just laying out on the surface here. Okay, it is getting really hot out here, and I'm getting kind of tired. So I am going to head back to the car and do a wrap-up video, and then I'll post pictures of UV reactivity on the two chalcedonies/agates that I found. When I get home, I'll tag those onto the end of the video and get the video up. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll try to find a cleaner river to do the trick with and get some cool stuff out of. This one, there's too many boats, too many people fishing, and there's just too much stuff in the water. So it's not clear and it's not clean, and it's just too much stuff deposited on the rocks, so you can't see anything even if you do have a bin. I think a better area to do that with, and I may go there like next week. I may go back to the sandy swimming hole in Washagal. That place had clearer water and less gunk on the rocks. So I'll do that. Look forward to that trip next week. And I have other videos coming up this week. I've got the test of the trick working with Larimar coming up on Wednesday. I've got the tumbler check-ins and reloads on Friday. And then I've got Swazi Saturday coming up with the reveal, but I will have the new machine on order, and there's a time lag on that because it ships from the manufacturer. They make them to order of about 4 to 6 weeks. So I will just be stocking up, and then they will be running in a load on that and getting done. So I hope you enjoy this video. Look forward to the UV clip at the end, and happy hunting and safe travels and safe hunting for everybody. Love you guys. Until next time. Right bye. Hello again, everybody. I forgot I was going to do the check-in at the car. So here we go. Here's my finds for the day. I picked up 2 large pieces of jasper. They're marbled. These are my petrified wood finds. We got 1 low grade, the 1 specimen that's a keeper, and 1 really well mineralized piece. My 2 agate finds, some small jasper finds, some medium small jasper finds, and some larger jasper finds. Multicolored, some multi-toned, and my sparkly rock to have identified and break into micro mount or probably thumbnail specimens. And if I get bored this winter, I may try either slabbing this and cutting stones out of it, or if that doesn't work, I may end up chopping it up and putting it in the tumbler. And I also scored 2 blackberries. 1 will be for me, 1 will be for my mom. I'm not just a person to just score something and keep it for myself. I'll share it with my mom. So I'm gonna get my shoes back on and get out of these hot, steamy dive boots. And I also picked up all these lead pieces from the fishermen that leave their stuff behind. I didn't bring a container large enough to carry any fishing line. I should have brought a bucket for that. Next time I will make a point to do that, because there was a lot of fishing line out there and I felt real bad just walking by it and leaving it. But this would have been overflowing. Now, the thing about lead sinkers is they're starting to make them out of new materials, because they found that the lead in these will leach out of them and into the groundwater system. So they're really bad. So every one of these I pick up, I count as being lead that will not enter the drinking water system. So that's why I focused on those today, because that's really important. You know, lead in things decreases the overall IQ rate, they have found. I'm not going to point any fingers about people that seem to have a lower than average IQ. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to say, you know, that's been found through testing that it can do that. Not naming any names. Not going to go there. Just stating facts found by research. And that's all I'm going to do. So, I'm going to go home, shine a UV light on those 2 pieces of agate, and upload this video. Have a good one. It's about 93 out here right now, so it's about time for me to get out of the sun, because I am bacon. Even though I'm not a pig. On that note, I am signing off.